Welcome everyone. This is the fourth game for the Group D stage for the Chinese All-Stars tournament. This will be the final game. And as you remember, the player of focus is our player currently number 3 in the world, Chess Fan. Over here, Chess Fan is over here. You can see his name tag with the 638. This is the same one with the leaderboard Chess Fan with 638 and the digits behind it. He is a really famous player in China, a really big player as well. There's a few other players we want to be focused on, and as you can see over here, the tally shows that Chess Fan will actually have to come top 2 or top 3 for this game to have a chance of qualifying into the playoffs. So let's see how he fares and what he plays. Right at the start, we'll be seeing a few common things. We have rated Tiny pretty highly because of the tournament, because of changes of Tiny's tosses. He can be a one-cost Tide Hunter if he tosses enemy into the group of units. Anti-Mage, Bounty Hunter, and Goblins are also frequently seen. Also, we're seeing the Jaw Ranger. The Jaw Ranger is a curve into the Hunters. By having the Hunters 3 one-cost Hunter, 1-star Hunter that is, at the start of the game, you actually have a little power spike. You can then curve into Elf Hunters, Knight Hunters, Warrior Hunters, or just utilities with Hunters. At the start, we want to see if players find items. If I want to see if players take elementals, want to see what players are having on win streak and how the players are spending. There won't be much. Oh my gosh, did you guys see that? Lilith found a 2-star Luna at round 3. That means every bit of her 6 gold is actually spent onto the Luna. That's a big top row. Lilith is over here. So we want to see how she plays with that top row of Luna. Very interesting actually. Top road Luna once herself before in a Queen game. That did not fare too well for us because we never found any knights after. Luna actually quite scary over here. She might actually lose the neutral monsters if she was not positioned over here, I feel. A 2-star Luna that is for this particular round. And that is definitely a big pickup, my friend. Frosty said, Pocket. First off is, hey man, welcome. After this round will be the matchup of PvP rounds. And the players are actually commenting. They like exploded. I'm not sure if they commented on the top pickup of the Luna or something else. Something I want to highlight with you guys is the power of the elementals in the early game. We see so often that players actually pick elementals in the early game. Tiny and Razor being one of them being 2-star, Tiny and the Razor or Morphling can dominate the early game because most players use melee units instead of range units. We do see our player over there sold his Tiny by buying 2 Timber Sword. If he pick up another Timber Sword, that's incredibly strong, much stronger than a Luna, I feel. A 2-star Bounty versus the 2-star Luna, how interesting. The Luna does have a Bite Rider, so if Luna procs the Super Shield, she might actually have a good chance of defeating enemy. Lilith also top rolled a Lycan. So on top of the power of the Luna, she also have a great tank and damage dealer. After a few rounds, so after round 4, we can see everyone's level 3 and everyone will be level 4. We want to see if anyone levels to level 5. 2 indications why they did that. One is they didn't get a good roll. Second indication is they want to protect win streak. So for those that's 100% in life, do they level up? And for those that's not 100% in life, do they stay on level 4? A few factors. Players might start a losing streak. Players might want better rates of units. Players might not have enough gold level because they found so many pairs. Personally, and watching all the Queen players, leveling is not necessary if you have multiple pairs because this allows us to have the biggest potential. You see Chess Fan over here. This is Chess Fan and this is the world number 3 player. He is having only 4 units on the board and he's varying pairs. He's got a pair of Mars, pair of Beastmaster, and he is also favoring a few other units. The Phantom Assassin means maybe he wants to go into Assassins, but this is not confirmed because we don't see any other Assassins on his board. We just saw a Hunter defeating a player and an Assassin defeating a player. What that means, there will definitely be 1 Hunter, 1 Assassin in the game because those builds are mid-game builds and people do follow up with them. We can also see Lilith finding a second Lycan, a bigger role with Lycan with a Void Stone. Lycan at this early stage of the game will punish anyone that finds her, which is incredibly strong. Now, round 6, we can see people did level to level 5, majority of them. Only 2% didn't level, being the 2 players down at the bottom. Oh, he also leveled. This is Mr. Ducky, by the way. We'll get to him once we find him. This is the AMS also level to 5. So a common thing in Chinese meta is the aggressiveness. They do level to level 5 quite quickly. Some of them do level to level 6 and level 8 and 9. Most of them do level at level 9, simply because they want a higher rate of finding a purple unit. So said, hello everyone, welcome my friend, good to have you joining us as well. What we're looking at is whoever has the win streak and how do they level. Not only is the unit choices, but the way they level, the way they spend will teach us how to play games with a win streak and how to play games over here in the middle of the range, not having a win streak and not having a losing streak. This is Mr. Small. Mr. Small currently is going for Assassins, and he did get defeated by Lilith, I believe. Oh no, he lost to FTW. FTW have a beast, Lycan and Enchantress. Right now, there are only 2 players that have the win streak, FTW and Lilith. One top row the Luna, one I think have a decent beast lineup. All we want to see is at round 8, do those 2 players level up? If they do, they really want to protect the win streak. This is Mr. Ducky running the Hunter lineup. He can be top rolling the Abaddon, which will be massive additional bonus damage. Having Abaddon and Jaw Ranger give him 17% amplified physical damage, and that is massive. In comparison, that's about double the beast damage. The beast gives 10% damage, but that's reduced by armor. Amplified damage is not reduced by armor. But on the opposite side, he did find an Orc Hunter, so we can see 2 Hunter right now, and the other Hunter actually defeated him. This is Mr. Bear over here. Mr. Bear have the legendary courier that shoots fire once he moves. As you can see, he's very easy to identify, and he's a solid player over here in this game as well. FTW is the other hunter that defeated our other hunter. Actually, no, FTW is not the Orc Hunter. Right now there's 3 hunters, if you guys remember correctly. The Orc Hunter, the Hunter with Oni Knight, and FTW is a hunter that's not a... sorry, FTW is not a hunter yet, he's a beast with a Jaw Ranger. He wants to be a hunter, and I think with 3 hunters or 4 hunters, this is our Orc Hunter by the way. This is Knife King. There are 3 or 2.5 hunters right now. It's likely one of them will unwillingly pick a different combo, because what most Chinese players when interviewed says, after round 10, whoever has the strongest hunter build will stay. The rest of them will get out of the builds because they don't want to clash with the enemy. By clashing, being the weaker builder, it's actually worse for you because you have less units and you're already losing. We see AMS here losing massively, 11 health to Lilith. Lilith is the only win streak leader at this point. Because she top rolled Luna, she also have 2 Lycan that she can be finding a 2-star Lycan. Philosopher said, isn't expanding gold more risky than getting economy though? Because you can always lose a win streak to a better team, but if you go for economy, you always keep it. Yes, this is the initial idea with most players. But what players didn't realize is by expanding gold, you are actually punishing the players who are actually going for economy. There was a little error with the videos at a certain stage of the video. We're skipping to round 10. Not much has been lost. Lilith is still the win streak leader. To go back on the question with Sophilis about asking economy or spending. Most players do spend because everybody else is spending. And if you're not spending, you lose too much HP too quickly. And by the time you start spending, you actually find yourself hard to come back. Because not only the win streak leader have a better economy than you, also better health. So if you happen to bump into the win streak leader at that time, you happen to be losing quicker. So it's the fact that if everyone's spending, if you're not spending, you actually have a difficult time. But if half of people are spending, half of people are not spending, that's when most people tend to not spend as well. It's a bit of the game theory as well. If we don't spend, it's better for everyone. But if one person spends, it's really not good for him. But if multiple people spend, it's not good for you. It's a little harder for me to explain, but maybe I can try to explain in the upcoming guides as well. We do see a lot of hunters. Having that many hunters means most of the hunter players will have trouble finding their crucial hunters in the mid game. When the mid game comes, it's after round 17. 2 things I want to note is that every player went to level 6. Now the next thing is, which players are going to go to level 7? Are the players in the middle going to force level 7? Or the win streak leaders going to climb to level 7 to protect the win streak? The only person with a solid win streak is Lilith. She is about to fly with her courier, and also she's picking up quite a bit of the knights. She did find a 2-star Lycan. I think that's the biggest reason for her to maintain the win streak. You do note that having a 2-star Shadow Shaman and the Twin Protector, she is actually not using them. Why is that? Because she wants some gold. On top of that, she also wants the undead on the board. Having Draw Ranger 1-star and Abaddon 1-star is so favored by most players because that increases so much damage. And in most cases, you see 1-star Abaddon being picked frequently by most lineups. We can see the Abaddon over here, we can see the Abaddon over there. It's a common thing to happen, and most hunters do pick that quite frequently. Because Abaddon is a not bad tank with 10 armor, and Draw Ranger do a lot of damage with him. What we're looking at is to see how AMS is going to perform over here. Oh, excuse me. We also want to see how Chess Fan performs. Chess Fan is not in the best position. This is one of the positions we find ourselves in most of the time, is that we're in the middle of the pack. We're not winning the win streak, we're not losing too big, we're not having a losing streak. So what should we do over here? Let's pay close attention to Chess Fan. This is Chess Fan right now. He is running with a 2-star Beastmaster with a bit of Trolls and Knights, but nowhere close how strong Lilith is as the win streak leader. Oh, excuse me. Round 13 is an on-curve leveling round for most players with the win streak. We notice 3 players leveling up here. Lilith is level 7, followed by Knife King on the 3rd position, and followed by Mr. Bear on the 6th position. You might be wondering why did they level up here? For a few reasons. Players might want a better chance of a purple unit, player might just want to protect health, or player might think that having 10 gold on the hand of 15 gold is actually not going to change much. If they can actually go further, there's a higher chance of finding units. This is a personal preference by players, but it's hard for us to know unless we're interviewing them. Philosopher says, I get it. I guess this is a game we always need to adapt to the context. That's what makes it interesting. That was just wondering what's better overall. So he was asking about spending and saving. In general terms, if I'm the only one that's spending, everyone else is saving, it's not good. So overall, you want to match with the majority matter, but the key thing here is to follow your win streaks, losing streaks, pairs, and battle rates. What do I mean by that? If you have a losing streak, I likely won't be leveling. If you have a winning streak, I'm more likely to be leveling and spending to protect the winning streak. But I also want to save up a little bit as well. It's a controlled spending, not a massive spending into 0 gold. Also, if I have multiple pairs, I'm happy to not having the savings by having multiple pairs before round 15, because potential pairs is what spike us further. And lastly, battle rates means if I'm level 5 with multiple pairs like this one, so we did see over there, if you glimpse quickly, there was 2 Beastmaster, 2 Marana. Those are 2 cost units. By staying at level 5, you have the highest chance of finding 2 cost units. By level 6, you actually have a lower chance of finding 2 cost units. And I'll be making a guide on that in the preference of the tier list. Which one should we look for if we're spending and if we're saving? We do notice players adjusting for the Wolves round. Usually the Wolves are quite easy to adjust, but the key is to remember when to adjust for the Wolves round. You want your tank at the back and the range units at the front. But if you adjust this for Assassins, you might not win because other than Assassins, there are other players out there that doesn't play Assassins. If all your squishes in the front, they will kill all your squishes and you lose terribly. To do so, I actually made a guide for us on YouTube. Definitely check it out. I'll attach a link for us in the description below to how to adjust for Assassins. And we have made that to great success with Assassins in the High Rook, King and Queen lobbies. So, looking over here, we do see players are picking up a few items. What key items we're looking for? If anyone picks up a bonus item, Sire Refresher. If anyone picks up Voice Stone. If anyone is savaging over here, that's what we saw. People are savaging units for better items. Because early game, they want units on have the items to just win the early game fights. Then they want a solid unit to have those items for the mid to late game. They might even sell the unit again over here. We are seeing an elemental assassin. This is undead Night Mage, And this is our friend Chess Fan, the number 3 player in the world. Let's go have a look what does he have. I'll go back a little bit. So we see the elemental assassin, we see the hunter over here, with undead hunter. We see Chess Fan over here. Chess Fan is favoring the Beastmaster. He has the 6 knights with Beastmaster. You might be wondering why Beastmaster, why not Draw Ranger for the undead buff? Simply because Beastmaster is one of the top 2-cost units with physical AoE damage, and that is incredibly strong for most lineups. And also Beastmaster also amplify his damage each time he casts his axe. He also amplify the damage enemies take from him further on with normal attack. It does stack up with 2 axes. I think it should be 20 and 40 damage. Each time he hits them once, it will be 40 damage with the 2 axes, and that can go further with his 6-second CD. We talk about positioning for assassins. Over here we can see that the Draw Ranger is protected. Because she's protected, she have a chance of dishing out lots of damage to assassins. And our friend Mr. Ducky here might have lost further, but that Rampage draw just she drawed with the Queen of Pain over there because of her ability to dish out damage while being protected. Really nice position by him. And later on this might not happen because assassin player just spiked up over here. Round 17 is a big spike round. Simply because this is on curve, most players will go to level 7, most players will be rolling over here. It's subconscious for them, but most players are remembering for this particular curve. We can see a variety of assassins. We can see a variety of hunters. Elf hunters, elf hunters, elf undead hunters, and goblin knight hunters, and also the orc hunters. We're actually seeing 4 different hunters over here, which is incredible, but not good for all the hunters. It's likely the more hunters there, the worse they all do. So someone who is not playing hunters have a great chance of taking ahead with this game. What we do remember is Lilith haven't lost at all. Because she haven't lost at all, it's going to be incredibly hard for everybody else. Usually if she survives, if she wins with a winning streak after round 20, she'll be too far away from most players. We do see that level 17 is on curve. Lilith went to level 8 on level 17. That is how strong she is, and this is what I talk about controlled spending. She spent some of her savings into leveling to level 8, having a chance of picking up legendaries early, having a chance to protect her win streak. On top of that, she still have 30 gold to go. Usually when you have controlled spending, you still have some spending, you still have some gold left, about 20 or 30. Usually you don't want to go down to 20, 30 is acceptable for most players. This is Lilith. She is not going for archers. Oh no, she is not going for hunters, but she is having 4 knights and a bunch of value units. Nothing too strong, but they are quite variable because of the 2-star Lycan, because of the disruptor, and because of the undead buff. She is basically pushing people over with her overwhelming number of units. You can see that she's not combining the Viper, because if she combines the Viper, they actually sell for less at 2-star than at 1-star. 1-star you get a full refund, at 2-star you actually sell them at a discount. She's not combining them unless she finds a crucial DK, I believe. This is Mr. Bear. Mr. Bear is thinking of 2 things, I believe. He's thinking of leveling to level 8 after round 20. You can see that his level XP here, over here, is 7, very close to 8. He's practically preparing himself to go to level 8. Usually most classes want the lock and roll position at level 8. They'll be rolling, they'll be locking at 50 or 30 gold. They'll continuously to roll until the HP falls down a certain threshold. Usually that threshold is 40 or 30%. Oh, a knight versus hunters. That's an elf hunter, and that is an undead troll knight. Actually, he does not have the undead. He has the troll, he has the Luna. Luna is a big unit for the knights. In this current meta of the game, we are seeing frequently the hunters and the knights for 2 particular reasons. One is the solid mid game and early game. Other is the ability to be finding 3-star units. The knights want Luna and Chaos Knight, while the hunter wants Beastmaster and Draw Ranger. Why they are named those low cost units? That's for 2 reasons. One is that there's more of them in the pool. 2 costs have 35 of them, 1 cost have 45. Also, they do cost less to combine. Imagine you sitting on the bench with a 2-star Abaddon or a 2-star only knight. That's 9 gold sitting there not used. It's hard to find them, less in the pool, and they cost you so much gold sitting there not used. In comparison, a 2-star Orange only costs 3 gold sitting on the bench, or a 2-star Luna only costs 6 gold on the bench, in comparable to the 3-star. Sorry, in comparison to the 3 costs only knight. Also, we know how powerful the Luna and the Chaos Knight is for most dragons and trolls lineup for knights. This is round 20. Usually after round 20, 2 things likely to be seen. Oh, that 2 seconds she do it? No, she actually died. That's unfortunate. After round 20, what we'll be looking at is for the bottom 3 player to be spending a lot more than most players. And also, after round 25, we start to see players being eliminated. Once that happens, the player who is in the middle or the players on the top will be punished severely if it's not the correct build. One thing I'm sure you have noticed is everyone went to level 8. Did you guys see that? Let me go back for a moment. So this is the start of 20. This is the end of round 20. We'll be going to the start of round 21. After this poor Deucer dies again, I'm sure we've seen that before. So one player is level 8, every other player is going to go to level 8 because this is a big power spike round. Going to level 8 opens up legendaries. Going to level 8 opens up a new slot for the 2-star unit to be put down, like here, Morana. Also, you want to match other people's power. This is the difference maker for most players in the high rank games to count the top 5 or in the bottom 3. We do see every player is going for level 8 except Arms. Arms might not have the gold to go to level 8, but she'll love to go to level 8 as well. 2 reasons players do that is that if you don't do that and every other player is doing that, you do not match their power spike, you actually tend to lose a lot further. And because of that, most players actually start doing this at a good rhythm and a good rule of thumb. R says, hey Matt, I love your YouTube channel. Last month I got Rook thanks to your video. Now I'm keen thanks to the video of Chinese tournament series. I know, my friend, it's a really great series. I love the series. And welcome, my friend. Thank you so much for the support. This particular series, I'm learning so much from them. I'm learning to spin aggressively, to be rolling, to be picking up different lineups and testing different builds. We've seen the Goblin Mages, we've seen the Elf Dominance, we see the Dragons, we see the Knights, Hunters, and a variety of Gods Mage, Elemental Mage as well. Really incredible, really creative as well. If you remember earlier, Lilith didn't combine the Viper. She combined the Viper now, finding her DK and Pack. Having a 2-star Pack and Viper is acceptable to her. Notice here again, Lilith did not need the Batrider because she favored the Lycan and the Undead buff. Having the Batrider there would not give her the 6 Knights, I believe. And because of that, she is happy to not have the Batrider for now. She's still planning to use the Batrider, maybe a Chaos Knight later, but she haven't picked up the Chaos Knight yet. Lycan here is so great because not only he punishes players, he can also summon units that deal quite a bit of damage. The main damage dealer for this particular lineup, surprisingly enough, is actually the Viper. The 2-star Viper dish out a lot of damage, and by surviving, he can do multiple Viper strikes, which almost nukes out the enemy and also disables them from attacking as well. It is likely. Oh, Lilith did lose. I did miss that. I think only last round Lilith lose to a particular player. I wish I can go back, but it's okay. We're happy to stay over here. Happy to keep watching. I was gonna say it's likely Lilith will take away with this game because she has such a dominating lead for so long with her win streak. What I want to see is the players' choices after round 25. Is anyone going to level 9? And also, is anyone going to be rolling into 0 gold? Simply by doing so, they will lose all the economy potential, but they will try to capitalize on pushing a few positions further. We do see players love to do this, is that they throw units here that they can sell and they start rolling. This is a good habit, and this allows them to sell in the last 5 seconds after the turn goes yellow. We're looking at 3 hunters over here, and those are not top-notch hunters. 1-star sniper, 2-star draw, and 2-star Morana. But because the front line for this particular player, Mr. Duck, is so solid, he might have a good chance over here, even against those mighty elves. Or maybe not. That Windrunner did make her gold back over there though, with that big power shot. Yeah, that power shot really took the other hunter home. That's a 2-star Medusa. Hunters love Medusa. That is their core unit. We see two-star Medusa being found by AMS, also being found by Mr. Bear. Those are the two players that's playing Hunter right now. FDW is also a Hunter player. If you guys remember, there are 4 Hunter players in this game. And FDW did pay his higher price for the Train Protector. And he is also looking for Anti-Mage. He is not rolling. Interesting. 2 reasons why he's not rolling is that he might be wanting to sell the Enchantress if he loses here. He's still got enough solid HP that if he loses, he wants to break back to 20 gold. Those 2 anti-mage can definitely find a buddy. With the 3 anti-mage, become 9 AMs. And when it's 9 AM, it's time to wake up, right? Here I go with the jokes again. A few things to keep in mind. Players in this particular stage will actively try to avoid fighting the top leader. I'm not saying that they have a choice of not fighting her, but rather they will not position themselves for her unless there's 3 or less players in the game. By doing so, they will accept losing to her while they want to take down most of the other players. So it's like everyone's not competing against her unless they have a solid economy. Looking over here, no one has that much. Because of that, it is likely most players will be competing for the 2nd and 3rd and 4th position. Chessfan is currently on the 3rd position. Oh, sorry, Chessfan is on the 4th position. Let's see how he's going to change. Lilith is thinking of leveling to level 9 there, we just saw. She is favoring the 6 dragons plus, the 6 knights plus the 3 dragons. Once she gets to level 9, she can add her Necromancer to be incredibly strong. She didn't have to go to level 9 because this is around 25. What I'm interested to see is after 25, how many of them are going to go to level 9 and how much gold is going to be left in the bank for most players. This is the Alchemist Undead Hunter. This is very strong because it's a 2-star Alchemist, which always get the Ice Spirit off. Multiple minus armor will amplify the damage so much further. Not a top item though, because this is a mage item. This is our friend Chessfan. He is going for Knights and Dragons as well. We do see a collide with dragons between Lilith and Chessfan, but this is not as a big collusion between the hunters over here. It seems like all the players subconsciously picked the hunters and they didn't get out of it. They put their heads down and they keep going with hunters. Ams is not leveling up. This is not good for her because not only most of the players are going for level 8 and spending a lot of gold, you can see, also Lilith went to level 9. This is the last power spike round before players are eliminated usually, and if you don't have the power to level up here, it's likely you'll be eliminated and be bottom 3 over here. That Medusa did massively for AMS, but maybe that is not enough, simply because the tankiness of the knights and also the power of the Luna to bounce out to everyone. And as you can see, AMS is still on level 7. One of the bigger reasons is that she could not make it work with the Elf Hunter because she cannot find enough hunters. Spring says, this lobby seems pretty low roll, like she's not that strong without DK2. Yes, for the Dragon Knight 2, there's 2 reasons. Most of the time, people will not find the 2-star Dragon Knight that early into the game, but right now it's pretty solid into the mid game. Not finding the Dragon Knight means no one will be carrying away, but Lilith building up such a solid economy, she can steamroll people just with the solid synergies. Because she has the 6 knights, she has the undead, she has the dragons, that's solid enough synergy to steamroll most of the players and secure her the top 3 position for sure. Again, when there's hunters everywhere, it just face pumps. I was like, why you do that, buddy? Why can't you pick the other one? The other hunter's like, why can't you pick the other one? Then you get to a gridlock. Wow, that's a big loss. That's a 2-star Dragon Knight. Whoever found this is very strong. So, Lilith found the 2-star Dragon Knight, by the way, and she did defeat Mr. Small. Ams also got defeated. As I was saying, guys, after round 26, people will start to lose, and this opens up the pool. Opening up the pool of hunters means the remaining hunter can have a good chance of rolling, and as we're seeing here, they're rolling good units because the hunters are eliminated. hunters do share a pretty big pool, even if they're elf hunters, knight hunters, or just orc warrior hunters. Lilith over here though is taking her game even further. She's rolling for the 2 crucial units for the knights, being the Luna and being the Chaos Knight. Also the Bat Rider is a really good convenient unit to be rolling for 3-star, because no one will be buying Bat Riders unless they're going Knights or Trolls, and those don't come frequently. Someone found his 3-star anti-mage, by the way guys. Remember the anti-mage that needed one more friend? He already found his friend. That Medusa is perfectly positioned. Because of that, there will be actually a pretty solid fight for Mr. Bear. But on the other side, you can see the focus firepower of hunters. So basically, each of them are taking it to the last points. Those 2 rim runners. Oh, Mr. Bear actually lost. Interesting. But you have seen over here. So right now, we have the 2 hunters being eliminated. The 2 other hunters are here. Remember what I said earlier. When we all go for hunters, we all have a terrible time. This is the same for most builds. If over 3 players are doing the same build, they're all going to have a terrible time. We can see the Knife King and Mr. Bear is also in the bottom because of that. And on the 5th position, this is done as a hunter. So there's actually 5 hunters in this game. Maybe there's even more. So our friend Chessfed, the world number 3 player, did not go for hunters. He picked the dragons and knights, similar to the leader over here. Let's see how the dragons and knights fare against hunters. This particular position allows the Templar to steal away a lot of the Dragon Knight's power because he wasn't splashing. But having 6 knights is so solid that they can't even defeat the front line fast enough. The Dragon Knight actually take care of the back line. And now with each proc of the Knight Armor with the 6 knights, it's quite solid, especially with the Necromancer's heal. We can see the Impenetrable Knights being the front line, followed by the Luna and the Dragon Knight in the back line. What the caster will be focusing on will be the players who actually come top 2 and top 3. I think most of them have confirmed that Lilith will be coming top because Dragon and Knights is a very solid late game lineup as well. Knife King with his Orc Warrior Hunters with the multiple minus armor and with 3 Warlocks. This is Mr. Bear with his particular lineup of hunters. I want to see what FTW has. I have not been paying attention on him, but if he is also going for hunters, that means we have 6 hunter game in this particular game. So 2 knights and 6 hunters. Hopefully he's not going for hunters. I do remember one player was going for assassins and with elemental assassins. So it's likely FTW is a player who went for assassins. Unless he swapped all his assassins into the hunters. That would be interesting. There's actually 5 hunters, my friend Spray. There's actually 5. Oh, a hunter died to the lizards. So what remains is 2 hunters in the bottom, assassin over here, 2 knights on the top. Whoa, that is a scary unit over here. That is a Maelstrom Joringer. She's gonna be dishing a lot of damage, and she's also getting a Daedalus. She has the damage, she has the Crystallis. Oh, FTW is not. FTW is also the elf hunter. Actually, no, FTW is the elf player. He's not a hunter, but he's an elf player. I'm not sure where did the elemental assassin went though. Did the person also change out of the elemental assassin? So knowing that there is an elf player, knowing how many hunters there, that's why FTW did not have a great time. Because each time the hunters get a great proc on the evasion, elves actually get shredded by the particular marksman buffs to the evasion shredding marksman. Sorry. Elves actually get shredded because each time hunters press evasion, they will actually die super fast with a low HP pool. Wow, interesting. Mr. Bear actually defeated the win streak leader Lilith over here with his hunters. So there's still something for the hunters to go for sure. Now, Spray said one of them had a hunter 3 knight combo. Oh, that's right. You're absolutely right, my friend. So yeah, 3 knights with multiple hunters. Yeah, this is Mr. Ducky with the knights and hunters. He's got the 3 knight with the 4 hunters with 1 human as well. So he's basically like, hey, you guys are taking everything, why don't I take half of your things and half of their things? We want to focus on Chessfan simply because he was in the middle of the pack. By picking the knights, That gives him a great chance of coming top 3 because he avoided the death trap of Hunters. What I'm a little surprised is that no one went for Mages. Usually there's at least one person going for Mages, and usually that person will come top 3 because of that. Surprisingly enough, no one went for Mages this game. But as I said earlier, the Chinese meta started to favor Hunters, Knights, and they are going away from Assassins. And Mages is optional for most of them, so is Goblins. Elves is quite optional, but this particular game, because of the Assassins, there's more of them to come. We're going to see a very familiar thing. It's that those 4 players are contesting to be the top 3 position or top 4 position, or Lilith is just say, hey, you guys just chill guys, no need to fight over, I'll just be first. And she of course will be first with that particular Luna pickup with the Maelstrom. Sorry, no, that's not a Maelstrom, that's a 3-star Luna with the Majunia. Oh, how wrong was I? It's like looking over here, that's not a Maelstrom, buddy. Lilith also went to level 10, by the way. So she is basically saying, guys, it's time for Russian roulette. Whoever finds me can explode. We do notice that Chessfan found his 2-star DK. That's going to be an incredible big pickup for him. Spirit says mages suffer against knights and hunters. Makes sense. That's what I was thinking of as well, my friend, because mages do get countered by the knight procs. Because of that, people actually intentionally went away from the mages. But I don't think going for hunters is that great of an idea. Our friend Mr. Ducky, the knight hunters did die, so there are 4 players left. Chessfan have to make to top 3 to make into the playoffs. By the looks of it, it's going to be close for those 3 players. FTW has the most health, but whoever loses to Lilith is probably going to die, because this is how Mr. Ducky over here died, losing 8 to Lilith. This is the little RNG part about chess at this particular rounds. You can't adjust for Lilith, as I mentioned earlier. What you can do is you can adjust for other players and pray that you don't find Lilith, because whoever finds Lilith is probably going to die here. Let's see how our players go with their luck and how players position the units. Looking at the levels, all the Looking at the levels, all the players are level 9 except FTW, and Lilith is level 10. Oh, this poor player did find Lilith, and that's what I said. It's a excuse me, guys. It's a Russian roulette. When you find Lilith, this exact thing happens. And that was FTW. He was on 18 health. I mentioned earlier that finding Lilith doesn't matter how much health you are, unless you're on 25 and plus health, you'll die instantly. Let's see how our players adjust for dragons, and the next round is going to see who is the lucky one to not find Lilith to come second. I'm actually rooting for Chessfan here because I want to see him in the playoffs, and being coming second give him a great chance of going to the playoffs. Simply over here, Chessfan have 13 points, Lilith has 12 points. Lilith's coming first for 8 points, Chessfan will get 7 points, so they'll actually draw on 20 points. That should give them enough chance to go into the playoffs. Spirit says, I actually end up 4th with here exact comp. The lobby is pretty low roll. Lilith's comp. Oh, Lilith's comp, you're right. Maybe. The lobby is quite indeed low roll because they collided very hard. All they picked was knights and hunters. For most cases, there are a few warriors, and other than that, there's nothing special after. I think the assassin player also died too fast, or actually did not make enough top rows to make himself relevant. Lilith is still comfortable here. She can easily roll to 20, and she can even roll further because she knows no one can contest her. It's a bit of the celebration roll right now. We do want to see who is facing who. Over here it's Mr. Bear and Chessfan hoping that they don't find Lilith. Both are level 9. Both, one is a hunter, one is the knight. I like Chessfan's positioning on the Medusa. I'm going to pause over here. Oh, this positioning on the Medusa allows her to stone by receiving the initial frontal damage, but the knight to jump forward to protect her. The positioning of the puck is very unique actually, simply because puck can dish out more damage in the backline, but puck is used as a decoy for the knights. Knights do not proc the super armor in the first 3 seconds, so they actually need a little delay. Dusa might provide that for them, maybe even a puck. Let's see how he fares. The caster is also waiting for it. Oh, Chessfan got really lucky. Guess what? He did not find Lilith, and because of that, our poor friend Mr. Bear is going to have a terrible time. while Chess Fan just have to survive long enough for this 3-star Luna to do her magic. Actually, maybe he can do it now. He can't do it. The knights are all over him. So yes, Mr. Bear died over here. Despite his TP, he also died. Chess Fan survived here because he defeated Mr. Bear. So in comparison, his lineup was stronger than Mr. Bear. Now he's gonna face Lilith on the final boss. I hope we can do it, but it's gonna need an incredible amount of luck and control. What you need is you need a Tidehunter, Medusa, and Enigma. Usually the first control follows after the Tidehunter cast. You want the Enigma and Medusa to cast, locking the knights in a ball, and then using the pure damage to weaken them and focus each of the knights down. Unfortunately, Chess Fan is also a knight who is the weaker version. Let's have a look. This will be the final battle on Lilith's perspective. Those double Dragon Knight are splashing into everything. And we do see the proc of the Medusa is not enough for them because the knights are so far in the back and there's no one to do damage to the Dragon Knights. This is the end for our friend Chess Fan. I'm going to pause here before I'll be pausing here to make a conclusion before this video ends. This was very well played by Lilith because of the choice of the knights. She did heavily spend aggressively to protect her win streak, and also she got very lucky with a few of her rolls, of course. Chess Fan over here, I'll show you guys over there. We can't see it. What I meant was Chess Fan over here had a solid start, but in comparison he was not on the top 3 position. His unit choice and his decision to go into knights actually is what benefited him most against the other lineups. There were multiple hunters, elf, warriors, knights, hunters, and because of that, he was actually to avoid the hunter trap. He actually came on top by coming top 2. Lastly, what I want to highlight is that with most compositions, if you see 3 players playing the same composition, it's better to change into a different composition, say mages. Despite the fact they might counter you, you have a better pool to yourself. You're more likely to find those units, and it's the best time to change after round 10, after scouting with the neutral monsters. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this particular series of the Group D stage. Tomorrow we'll be looking into the playoffs for the players. We'll be likely to see Chess Fan there. We'll also be seeing our green hair player over there if possible. And if you remember him, he was in the Group C stage. He was the world top 10 player as well, the champion for the first Chinese tournament. Thank you so much for watching this particular tournament, guys. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about the knights, what do you think about the hunters, and how do you think players should have adjusted over here? Should they go mages or should they go assassins? To support me further, please like and please subscribe to the YouTube video. To support me on Twitch, please follow and please use your Twitch primes here. Thank you so much for all your support, guys.